General Hospital will reveal Sonny standing still in the room as the doctor gently announces the ultrasound results. The baby in Sasha's womb is a boy. A flood of emotions overwhelms him, a happiness both intense and deep, interwoven with joy and the bitter memories of the past. This is not just simple good news about the birth of a new family member, but also an important milestone for the future of his family. This child is not only Michael's son but also Sonny's biological grandson, a symbol of the continuation of the Corinthos bloodline. Sonny has endured so many losses in his life. He had placed all his hopes in Michael, the son he trusted would inherit the family legacy. But fate was cruel, taking away that opportunity. A sudden accident occurred, Michael was severely burned, and he was forced to leave the family to receive treatment in Germany for an indefinite period. Michael's absence left a vast void in Sonny's heart, as though a vital part of his life had been torn away beyond repair. Amidst these losses, Sasha brought a miracle. The baby in her womb is the connection between Michael and Sonny, a brilliant ray of hope in the dark sorrow. Since learning that Sasha was pregnant, Sonny had witnessed her endure many hardships, facing doubts, criticisms, and even dangers, yet she never backed down. She protected the child with all the strength and love of a mother, and this made Sonny cherish this little life even more. He knew that it was Sasha who had safeguarded his family's future throughout these months. Sonny knows he is no longer young. The years of fighting, building his empire, and facing enemies have drained much of his energy. He no longer craves power or fame as he once did. It is time for him to find an heir, someone who can continue the family's legacy. But unfortunately, Michael, the one he trusted most, is no longer here to take on this responsibility. Thus, the grandchild in Sasha's womb is the new hope, the living flame of the Corinthos family. Without hesitation, Sonny decides to dedicate everything he has to this child. He will protect it, give it a secure future that no one can touch. He will ensure that this child grows up with the respect, power, and strength of a Corinthos. And whether Michael returns or not, Sonny knows that he has found a worthy successor, a person who will inherit everything he has built, someone who will continue to uphold the family name for generations to come. Though old wounds still run deep in his mind, Sonny will not allow himself to drown in sorrow or let the past bind him in a cycle of loss. He has lost so much, loved ones, unfinished dreams, things he could have protected but helplessly watched slip away. He lost Morgan in a heartbreaking tragedy, watched Sasha fall apart when she lost Liam just hours after his birth. Sonny understands that pain is not just a cut, but a wound that never heals, an emptiness that can never be filled. But this time, he will not let the tragedy repeat itself. Sonny looks to the future with more resolve than ever. The baby in Sasha's womb is not just a child, but the continuation of the Corinthos bloodline, a testament to everything he has fought to protect. It is a symbol of hope, a new beginning after the losses, an opportunity for Sonny to redeem the mistakes of the past. He cannot change what has happened, he cannot bring Morgan or Liam back, but he can do everything in his power to ensure this child is safe, grows up surrounded by love, and is protected from the dangers of this harsh world. Unlike before, when Sonny hesitated about his future, this time he has a clear choice. He will do everything to protect this child, not just with wealth or power, but with his very presence in its life. He will be the guide, the protector, the one to create a solid path for the child to walk without fear of anything. Sonny knows that, though he may not be young anymore, his will and determination remain as strong as ever. And with the arrival of this grandchild, Sonny not only sees the future, but also finds a reason to continue fighting, to continue living, to continue protecting what truly matters in his life. Sasha sat silently on the examination chair, her hand instinctively placed on her belly as the doctor confirmed that the child she was carrying was a boy. A wave of intense emotions surged in her chest, joy, excitement, but also mixed with the pain that had never ceased. She remembered the first time she had experienced this moment, when she heard the news that Liam was about to be born. Back then, she was full of hope, eagerly awaiting the day her little boy would arrive, only to have her world collapse in an instant. Liam left too quickly, leaving her with a permanent void, a pain that no words could describe. And now, as she learned that she was once again expecting a son, memories of Liam came flooding back like a powerful wave, sweeping through her heart and making it tighten. But this time, everything was different. Sasha was no longer alone as before. When she lost Liam, she had almost collapsed, with no one by her side to protect or lift her from the depths of despair. But now, Sonny was there, steady, determined, and ready to do whatever it took to protect her and the baby. She could see it in his eyes, in the way he spoke to the doctor, in the decisions he made without a second thought. He cared not only about her health but also viewed the child as an essential part of his future. Sonny would not let anything threaten Sasha and her baby. He arranged for the best medical tests, worked with the best doctors to ensure her pregnancy went smoothly. He had no hesitation in setting up a safety network, from enhancing security to instructing trusted people to stay close to Sasha. If before, she had felt lost and alone in the struggle to survive, now she knew she was being absolutely protected. But what moved Sasha the most was not the material protection, but the affection Sonny had for this child. She saw the sincerity in every action of his, not as a responsibility of a family head, but as the dedication of a grandfather who genuinely loved his grandchild. To Sonny, this child was not just a new member of the Corinthos family, but also an opportunity to correct the mistakes of the past, to protect his family in ways he had not been able to before. Sasha could feel the difference clearly. If before, she had been confused and anxious about her child's future, now she could feel more at ease. Sonny was not only protecting the baby as a grandfather, but also as a father, a man ready to do anything to preserve what mattered most. And for the first time in a long while, Sasha felt that she was no longer alone. She was no longer a young mother fighting against the waves, but a woman surrounded by love and protection, a mother who could have faith in her child's future. Sonny stood by the window, his gaze deep in thought as he looked out at the night sky. Throughout his life, he had fought, protected, and built an empire that no one could easily shake. But now, all of that seemed to matter little. Money, power, fame, they had never brought him true happiness. On the contrary, they had caused him to lose too much, loved ones, moments he should have had with his family, opportunities to correct mistakes before it was too late. Looking back on the road he had traveled, Sonny realized that the years spent in power and struggle had not led him to a fulfilling end. Morgan was gone, and Michael now had to endure the pain of a terrible accident. He had placed all his trust in Michael, hoping that his son would be the heir, the one to continue the path he had worked so hard to build. But fate was cruel once more. A sudden accident had pushed Michael away, forcing him to fight for his life in a foreign land. Sonny could not change the past, could not turn back time to prevent the misfortunes, but he could do something right now, for his grandson. For the first time in his life, Sonny felt that he had a real opportunity to do the right thing without being bound by any other interests. No more plots, no more power struggles, no more decisions made for fame or control. This time, all he wanted to do was for love for the child in Sasha's womb, the grandchild he trusted would be the future of his family. He knew the world outside was still full of dangers. This child, carrying the Corinthos blood, would surely face scrutiny, enemies lurking in the shadows waiting for an opportunity to strike. But Sonny would not let history repeat itself. He would ensure that this child grew up in a safe environment, loved, and not tainted by the mistakes of the past. He decided to give everything he had to this child, not just the vast fortune or the power of an empire, but also the chance to start a new life, a future free from the shadows that once loomed over him. He did not want the child to bear the burdens that he and Michael once carried. Instead, Sonny wanted Michael's son to grow up with freedom, with choices, without being forced by any expectations. Michael may not be here right now, but Sonny would not let his grandchild feel alone. He would be the protector, the solid wall to shield the child from any danger. He would be the guide, the second father if Michael could not be there for his child for an extended period. He would do everything he could to ensure that this child would never feel a lack of love, never face the losses that he and Sasha had endured. With this decision, Sonny felt an unprecedented sense of relief. For the first time in years, he no longer felt trapped between meaningless battles. He knew this was the most important thing he needed to do. And no matter what the future held, he would never let this child fall into the darkness like those who came before. This was not just a choice, it was the most sacred promise Sonny had ever made in his life.